lots of people ask, what is the difference between a bank versus a broker? What are some of the advantages and disadvantages? I'm going to cover that for you today. So one of the major disadvantages for working or getting your mortgage with a bank is that the banks, they only have their own pool of products and rates that they can offer you. So if that product or that rate doesn't suit you, you have to leave that bank and apply somewhere else where you think the offer might be better for you. Now the downside of doing that is you have multiple credit checks, right? And if you have too many credit checks, you could actually turn your approval into a decline. So you don't want to get into trouble. Where when you go to a broker, they'll do your pre-approval and they'll check all of the available lenders for you based on the policies and the terms and conditions that that lender offers, as well as the rates, and they can let you know exactly who is offering what rate and what the terms are, so you can make a better educated and informed decision as to what lender to work with. The other thing that I find with banks versus brokers, and it's not always true, it depends who you work with, but mostly I do find, an employee at the bank, they're going to be there during business hours. When the bank is closed, they're not there. So if you're waiting for a response and they've left home for the day, you're not going to hear back till potentially the next day. Or when you're dealing with a broker or a mortgage agent, they are available after hours as well. So oftentimes I'll get calls at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. For clients with some quick questions, and I'm available to answer them. You don't always get that at the bank. And the brokers actually have access to many of the banks. So if you're somebody that you really want to get your mortgage with the bank, because that's where your checking and your savings account is, we can potentially still help accommodate that for you. And it's all with us. So you'll have access to us for more duration of time during the day, but we can still potentially go with the lender that you like. Another thing that's very important as well is mortgage penalties. A lot of times the banks can have higher mortgage penalties than other lenders. It depends how it's all calculated. So you do need to speak to a professional who understands all the lenders, what their penalties, again, their terms and conditions, all of those things are, to help make the best decision. Because if you know you're moving into this house just to get something and you only want to stay here for 2 years and then you're moving somewhere else, you want to make sure that your penalties are low. You also want to make sure you can port your mortgage so you can bring it with you. And not all lenders cover all areas, right? So these are all things that it's super important to speak to. In my opinion, I'm a little biased, right? I'd speak to a broker or mortgage agent because we have the lenders and we can check and see exactly who's available to help you. Well, thanks for watching our video today. If you're interested in moving forward and applying with us for a mortgage, the information is going to be right over here over my shoulder. My team is available all the time to help you, and we're here for any questions and help you may need.